Hello guys! Today we are going to learn about comparatives and superlatives. We use the comparative form to compare two things or people. For example, this project is harder than the previous one. Number 2, the secretary is more experienced than John. The key word to identify a comparison is than. For example, providing a service is more rewarding than selling products. Number 2, this manager is better than the last one. The exception says that when you use the word but, you don't need the word then. For instance, Jean is a dedicated employee, but Jessica is even more dedicated. Another form of comparative is as, phrase, as. It is used when two things or people are the same or equal. For example, our boss is as necessary as the employees. We use the superlative to highlight someone or something from the rest of the group. For instance, John is the most interesting member of the working team. The emphasis is put in one person or thing among the rest. Number 2, Christy is the busiest person in the company. The key word to identify a superlative is the article the before the adjective. For example, Peter is the best accountant in this office. The exception says that when you use a possessive adjective, for example, my, your, our, their, his, her, or its, you don't need to use the article the. Some examples are: number 1, this is my best suit for important meetings. Number 2, they are your finest employees in the company. Number 3, they work at a restaurant. Helen is its most efficient worker. Now we have the comparative and superlative forms. When we only have one syllable and the word is ending with the letter E, in the comparative form, we only need to add R. For example, wise, wiser. In the superlative form, we are going to add st at the end of the word. For example, wise, wisest. When the word is ending in vocal consonant, we are going to double the last consonant and add er when it is a comparative. For example, in the word big, we are going to double the letter G and add er at the end. Big, bigger. When we have the superlative, we are going to double the last consonant and add est. For example, big, biggest. In this case, we are doubling the letter G and adding the est form at the end. When we have any other ending, in the comparative form, we are going to add er. For example, dark, darker. In the superlative form, we are going to add est. For example, dark, darkest. When we have two syllables and the ending is with letter Y, in the comparative form, we need to change the Y into I. And then we are going to add ER. For example, happy, we need to change the Y into I. And finally, we add ER. In the superlative form, we change the Y into I, and then we add EST. For example, happy, happiest. When we have two or more syllables and there is any other ending, in the comparative form, we are going to use more before the adjective. For example, more exciting. In the superlative form, we use most before the adjective. For example, most exciting. Some exceptions or irregular adjectives are good, the comparative form is better, and the superlative form is best. Bad, the comparative form is worse, and the superlative form is worst. Finally, we have far. The comparative form is farther or further. The superlative form is farthest or furthest. Excellent.